Hello, how are you guys doing? I'm back again today. I wanted to share a video with you today talking about looking for love in all the wrong places. This may get a little personal, so some of you guys may be like, I didn't know that. But you know what? I've learned through my testimonies and my stories by sharing them with others that it helps others to get through their storm. And it's a blessing to be able to share those testimonies to let people know how I overcame or how God helped me get out of those situations. I just want to start off about so many times we get caught up in looking for love in all the wrong places. We want to be loved, we want to be with someone, so we end up dating men, or men date women to try to find that love to fill the void. And when there's really a void with Christ, God wants us to He wants us to come back to our rightful place so we can be with Him and have a relationship with Him. If we don't know how to love Him and how to experience the love of God, how can we learn or know how to love a mate? So with that being said, I've had my more than a few relationships that I got into, and taking in consideration I didn't have a father figure there or a man there to instruct me or guide me on what to expect or what a man should be like in my life. I was naive, I would say, to the point, and that I would tend to believe things that men would say or tell me. Now, I have to be held accountable. No, not looking for a pity party or copy out because I didn't have a father figure in my life, but it's up to us to know these things and to learn from somewhere, get guidance. But once you know that someone is not for you, you have to let it go because it becomes a soul tie, and that soul tie has you tied up. You find yourself doing things that you probably never would have done in a relationship. You find yourself moving further and further away from God, and the further and further you get away from God, you have to get your way back to Him, and it becomes difficult because you get further and further out in sin. So at that point, I was just going through life, and I definitely have to say this topic is looking for love in all the wrong places, because I trust those men to give me what I was lacking in my heart and my spirit that I needed from the Lord. And I thought that they could fulfill my every need, and any of my friends can attest to this. Get in a relationship, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, he may be the one. He could be the one. He could be the one. Maybe we'll get married, or maybe this. Even had a total of probably 5 people wanting to marry me, 2 proposals. One I thought I was going to execute and make it happen, but it didn't happen. And I thank God, regardless of all the people that I came in contact with, I thank God that I did marry him. Because how many of you out there know that every relationship is because it's a plan and a purpose that God has for us? And in the relationship, in the marriage, that when you get with someone, you have to grow. There's a destiny and a destination that God is trying to take you in that relationship. So we can't connect with everybody. We can't think that everybody that we meet was supposed to be in a relationship. I learned that it's a time, reason, and season. And in that time, reason, and season, God could be using you to minister to that individual, to witness to them, to help them get to the next level, or you're just to speak and go on by your business. And that's it. You cannot tie yourself down to everybody. You become connected and have this soul tie, and you find yourself dating and in a relationship with someone that you were never intended to be. And you think you're in love with them, but in all the places that you were hurting, you were trying to fill a void. And so I heard a pastor say that spirits connect. So your spirit's supposed to connect together. So in the midst of the hurt, the pain, and all the things that you're going through in your life, when you connect in these relationships, you think it's because you guys have chemistry. But what it really is the hurt and pain that you guys share between one another, connecting, and you feel like that you can help one another. You want to make it better. You want things to be better, and you want to make it work and make it into a relationship. And so you get into these relationships that we never prayed to God about or asked him, do we supposed to be in? But we just take the initiative to get in the relationship and think we can make it work. And it doesn't work that way, because there are so many people out here that you're going to meet in life that God did not intend for to go to the next level with you. So with that being said, you have to know your purpose in life, and you have to know who God has for you and have a discerning spirit to determine if that individual is for you, man or woman, to say, you know what, this is not it. And then God sends us all these clues and signs. And the thing is, we'll pray to God and ask him for a sign, and he give us signs. He gave me plenty of signs, but I wanted to try to make it work. Oh, it'll get better. Or I thought I could fix them. Oh God, no, you can't fix anybody. But in the process, I always tried to help them. I tried to buy and help them, their kids and people around them. I just wanted them to experience what I had in life. And I thought if they had that, then they would be a better person and want to be with me. But how many of you out there know that you can do everything it is out there for a person in a relationship? And if they're not ready, or if they don't want to be with you, it's not going to happen. Some of them probably did want to be with me, but I knew in my spirit, if it wasn't a godly man, a man of God that's hungry and thirsty after the Lord, I knew that it wasn't going to work. So I thank God for keeping me and covering me, and keeping me from getting into relationships or marrying them or staying somewhere where I wasn't supposed to be. And I wasn't happy. I wasn't content. Living in sin, fornication, having sex, it would eat me up. Like, I knew that it was wrong. Oh my gosh. When I was young, okay, my mom told me, no, don't have sex before marriage. Don't have sex before marriage. And I just knew that if I ever did that in my life, I'm going to burn up in hell. Like, that's the biggest sin. Of course, no sin is greater than no other sin. But to me, that was one of my downfalls. That's something I didn't want to do. And when I found myself in those places, I would back out and shy away because I knew that God didn't call me, and that wasn't the purpose and plan that he had for me. But how many of you know you have all these soul ties every time that you end up dating a relationship and you give a piece of you and you can't move on, and you have those demons and devils that you have to fight off, and the demons and devils that you already were dealing with, you have to deal with that too. So you have to go back to the altar every time and deny yourself and pray to God, kill that flesh so that thing won't rise up in you and you won't have a desire to go to those places again. And it gets to the point that God will deliver you. He delivers you. You stay out of that place. You don't go back. And then some will come up and you let someone come in and let the enemy or let your flesh get you and trick you, and you go back to that place. So, I found that it was very difficult to loose that thing, but I had to give it to God and ask him to deliver me because I didn't want to go back there. So I learned when I got into relationships or I meet people, I kind of fill them out or whatever. And it's like, okay, all right, you can't be their mom. You can't be their dad. You can't raise their kids. You have to be you. And if God called that individual to be with you, they're going to stand out and be unique. You're going to know it because the love of God, the love that God has for us, that individual in the relationship will have for you. And vice versa, you're supposed to give. So I'm just encouraging you ladies and men out there, you know what? It's not even worth it. And when you start backing away and shying away from jumping in relationships or trying to find someone because you want to be loved or you don't want to be alone. You see your other friends going through it. They're about to get married or they're going out on dates. Yeah, times get, I get lonely, but honestly, it's to the point where God will keep you. He'll keep you and you won't have those desires to want that as bad as you used to. You'll think about it and you'll pray for it, but you won't wake up every day saying, oh, I want a man. Oh, I want a woman. A man would say that, you have to know when God is sending you that special one. You have to pray for your mate before they even come to you. And don't think just because it looks good, sounds good, that it's good, because it's not. And just because they buy for you or they take care for you, oh, they got a good job. Oh, they drive a nice car. Ladies, I'm here to tell you, learn how to take care of yourself. Don't become dependent of a man. I mean, yes, it's good to have a man to take care of you, but at the end of the day, you have to learn how to be independent because so many people marry for the wrong reasons. They marry to get into a relationship to have that security, to have someone help take care of them or pay their bills, or because they don't want to be alone, or they feel like they're getting older, or they want a baby. It's okay. It's okay to wait. It's okay to be patient and to ensure that you get what God has for you. So many people out here are connected. I tell you, I've heard stories. I've talked to people, somewhat, believe it or not, call me or ask me for advice, or I could say counsel them in a way, a godly way, because all I can tell you is all I know is God. But so many people are not happy out here and they're living a lie. And can you imagine staying in a marriage just because you guys have kids together? Can you imagine staying in a marriage just because of the security? Can you imagine staying in a relationship because you don't want to start over? So as a woman or a man, you take abuse, or you take someone cheating on you, or you take someone verbally abusing you, or you take someone that's just there to get sex from you or money or to use you. Don't do it. We have to know our worth. And when you know your worth, you're like, I'm not selling. No, God didn't call us this far. He didn't put us in this place to just settle and say, you know what, I'm just going to take what I can get, because right now, you know what, it's a shortage out there. That's something I share with one of my girls. I say, a lot of women out here, the words that the younger people say, that they're thirsty. There are a lot of men and women out here that feel like it's a shortage. So they got to take wherever they can get. And I'll tell the guys, okay, get personal here. I've learned men don't settle. Okay, some of them may, but for the majority of men, they don't settle. When they say something, they stick with it. Okay, when I was in nursing school, I learned that about guys as well. They would pass their test. They do a great job. They go with their first answer, their first instinct. Women, we tend to change and sway. Look, ladies, you have to become firm. Men, you have to do the same thing. You have to say, Lord, this is what I want, and trust God to give you your heart's desires. You don't have to settle for anything. He has everything you want in a husband, or everything you want in a wife. God has it, and he wants us to have it. We are King's kids, and he wants us to have the best. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm out here to tell you, don't settle. Don't jump into relationships, and just because you meet them and it looks good in the beginning, please take the time to get to know them, because later down the road, you're going to find out some things that you probably should have known in the beginning, and you probably would change your whole thought about being with this individual. You're going to find it out a little later. So therefore, it's okay to take your time to get to know them. Patience is a virtue. Hello. I am learning all about patience, because I always want to jump in and get it done. And look, this is what I want, and this is that. It doesn't work that way. So be encouraged. Don't give out a piece of you, ladies. Guys, don't be giving a piece of you to these women. Women, don't give a piece of you to these men. Save yourselves. Yes, practice what you preach, okay? Yes, I got a child out of wedlock, but you know what? I thank God for deliverance, because it's my conscience. And I thank God for the Holy Spirit and the conviction that when I get or go into places or do things that I know I have no business being, God is not going to let us stay there. So we have to ask him to keep us grounded, and to keep us, and to kill that flesh, because that flesh likes to rise up, and then we feel like we have to satisfy the flesh, but we don't have to. Stop giving a piece of you to these people, because then you get their demons, you get their devils, you get their issues, and you start feeling some kind of way, and you got to shed and start over and get delivered. So keep yourself. Don't be so quick to get into the relationship. Trust God, be patient, be encouraged. And honey, don't get too excited because you see all these Facebook weddings, engagements, relationships. You see the good part on social media. You don't see the bad stuff. Everybody want to talk about the good things that's going on in their relationship. But how many people talk about the bad things? They don't talk about it. No, I'm not saying everybody's relationship is bad, but we all have some challenges, and we all have some turmoil or some issues we may have to come against. So with that being stated, be careful, and don't believe everything you see, because everything you see out here is not true. There's people out here married other people. It's people out here doing all kind of crazy things that you've probably never heard of. People exposing people on Facebook, even people same sex. You may think you with a man or with a woman, and they could be doing something else over there. So that's why it's important that you get in the will of God and stay in his will. Because it's scary. It's a scary, scary world out there. And just know, because of our wrongdoing and some of our sins and some of the things we've done in the past, you have to go through some things that you didn't even have to go through. Because if we just had to listen to God, and if we were obedient, we wouldn't have the issues or the problems or the headaches. I don't want to get out of the relationship. I really care about him. Or you say, I'm going to leave him. I'm going to leave him. I'm going to leave him. And guess what? You find yourself going back over and over again, and you never leave that individual. You have a soul tie. You feel you're living in bondage, and you know in your heart that you're not happy, but you stay there. Been there, done that, writing books. Okay. You don't want to be that person. God saves, God heals, and God delivers. He wants to take us to the next level, and He wants us to have what He has for us. I love you guys. I could talk on and on about this, and I could probably go a little personal, but you know what? I'll save that for another day. Thank you for listening to this video. Hey, and if you haven't subscribed to Sequoia Trimble channel on YouTube, please do so. Hello. If not, that's okay too, because what I've learned in life, it doesn't matter. This message is for somebody. You may hear this and be like, what is she talking about? Oh, she did this, she did that. I know her, whatever, hot, whatever. It's okay, because God has someone at this time and this season for a reason that this message would touch and it would bless them. So if it's not for you, don't listen to it. If it is for you, listen to it. If it's not, listen to it anyway. Share it with someone else, because all of us have issues out here. We're going through something and we need someone to encourage us. Be blessed, stay encouraged, and thank you guys for your time, and thanks for watching my video. Have a blessed one. Bye-bye.